under a diamond sky.
I'm not recording yet, sadly. Okay, I'm recording now. Let's go. Okay. Hello, it's me. So, as we've seen the adjustments, I checked, right, and there was a lot of questions about it, so here I am. This is Identity V's, one of their official websites for the updates. So this is character updates, and here you can see the English translations. I translated the whole thing, and I'm quite sure it's accurate enough, but there's some stuff that I didn't translate properly, so my bad for that. But like, since I'm Chinese, so like this should be accurate enough. Okay, now. Okay, so first up we have Entomologist. As we can see, long tapping the skill will generate bee swarm, also allowing Entomologist to be pushed by her bee swarm when long pressing the skill. The swarm generation location has now been changed. The swarm will now generate in the middle of melee. Also adjusted the formation of the swarm, so I don't know whether this is a buff or a nerf. If the formation now is bigger, then it's definitely a buff, but if it's smaller, it's a nerf. The cooldown between swapping cameras of the swarm and the entomologist herself has now been adjusted to 10 seconds. So there's a 10-second cooldown when you look from the swarm's perspective and Ento's perspective herself, so be careful about that. If hunters are near you, this would be very bad. Now, modify the animation of survivors when being pushed by the swarm. It's just the animation itself, honestly. Next we have Prisoner. Here, Prisoner now has a better preparation before the game, at the start of the game, to get a stronger current. The rate of transmission loss has been decreased from 10 to 20% to 5 to 15%. This is a huge buff, really good buff, in my opinion. Even if it's 5%, it's still decoding, right? This is devs no. The prisoner game has less self-insurance ability, so we allow prisoner to use stronger currents to enhance its self-insurance ability at the start of the game. And the transmission loss has been slightly reduced to improve deciphering ability. No, this is the wrong one. I understand this one. So basically, right? Basically, you know, when prisoner, the reason why they did this is because when prisoner uses his transmissions on his own cipher to charge his currents, that is when it shows on the ground that there's a blue outline, so the hunter knows that it's him. This is why I guess they gave him this buff. Now I forgot to add, well now you guys might think, hey, what about the electrocution that prisoner has that he can only use it one time per game? It doesn't say it here. It doesn't say it here at all. So that might be like a theory from people, but it doesn't say here in the forum at all. So I don't think that's true. Next part, we have Batter. Now, Batter's adjustments are actually quite good. Can enter Berserker mode when moving, and the duration has been increased from 20 to 30 seconds. That's nice. When Berserker is active, the interaction speed increases from 20 to 40%. That is good. That is like a forward. This 40% is like a forward, or even maybe better. And now you can stop Berserker. So basically, when you're in Berserker mode, you can stop it. Devs note: batters have a difficult time using and switching outbursts, so we remove the restrictions on use to extend the duration and add additional effects so that there's room for interference from batters. Basically talking about how batter's supposed to be like Prospector, right? So this is actually quite nice. I think this is quite fair. There'll be a lot of batters, but it'll be stupidly annoying. Now, next one is Postman now. Postman's messenger dog, I don't know his name, Victor's dog, becomes familiar with the terrain. Duration to deliver the letters has been decreased from 12 to 5 seconds. That's nice. Now, Victor's dog is more bold. I'll show you here. Where's the bold? This is bold, right? Increases his movement speed from 11 meters per second to 15 meters per second. Which is irrelevant to this, but then this also means you can slow down hunters way faster. Dev's note: Optimize the mobility logic of the messenger dog, Victor's dog, so then it can deliver the message faster. And it achieves more time auxiliary effect and increases its speed and range of action when fighting, so as to increase the skill rate of the Postman. This is a really nice buff. Now, First Officer is quite interesting, and I'll show you the Discord translation that my guildmate sent a while ago. Now, First Officer. First Officer's watch now has 3 calibration that the players must perform every 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds. If the survivor fails to calibrate, he or she will now show the hunter First Officer's true location for 1 second. Hunters who are now subject to a 1/2/3 layers of hypnosis will see an illusion with a corresponding delay of 1/2/2 seconds. I think this means every time they successfully calibrate, the delay will increase. But I don't know. I don't play First Officer. I'll be honest to you on that part, so I'm not sure. Now, this is what I'm really sure. When First Officer rescues a survivor after successfully rescues, fellow teammates will change and mirage First Officer. Even after suffering a fatal attack, it will not be shown to the hunter after 5 seconds of receiving the hit. That is really good. This is really good. This is really good. 5 seconds, right? So basically, it's 5 seconds of chasing a survivor when they go both ways. So then, like, if the hunter hit First Officer by accident, the hunter still won't know, oh wait, I hit First Officer, not the actual survivor on the chair. I think that is really nice. And it really punishes the hunter as well. I think this is nice. Devs know, the hypnotic effect of First Officer after using the pocket watch, blah 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 blah, is weak to the regular, is weak to the hunter. Yeah, it just talks about the quality of rescue. Now, next part, Wildling. Wildling will now, here he is, Wildling will now reduce the time Wildling can continuously ride Muro from 65 to 50, 40 to 30 seconds. His cooldown reduction is permanently 60 seconds. And the devs were just talking about why nerf, because I think this is fair. Because I genuinely think this is fair enough, I'll be honest with you on that part. Now, the Mind's Eye, she has such a nice, this is quite nice honestly. Mind's Eye's cane will now increase her field of vision by 1.5. So she gains an extra 50% vision. Hunters who are in range during, not duration, I cannot spell. During the Mind's Eye cane strike will now reduce hunters' interaction speed by 30, 20, 14% in the range of 80, 300 global. So if the hunter is 80 meters near you, it reduces the interaction speed by 30%. If he is 300 meters in range, reduces by 20, and if it's global, anything bigger than 300, it's 14%. Please note that this only lasts for how long the hunter will be shown on map. Because for all of you who thought, oh, for every time she does it, it reduces hunter interaction speed. No, it's only the duration that he will be shown. So I think that's 5 seconds. And Devs Know is just talking about how bad her kiting is, which is why they're giving her this, which is why fair, honestly, her kiting is really bad. Next, Painter. Hunter will now admire Painter's paintings, increases duration from 3 to 3.5 seconds, so that's a buff. Reduces the time to place easel from 1 second to 0.6 seconds, and another buff. Painter will now not have to stop drawing when vaulting windows, that's a buff. I think dropping pallets is fair because you basically have to use your hands, and like if they actually put the pallet in, that'll be very stupid. Devs Know, increases the benefit of Painter while reducing his risks. That's Painter. Lawyer, removes his debuff when vaulting windows and pallets. Fair, since he's not the rescue type, I guess, and he's not the hiding type, even though his map does show Hunter, where Hunter is. And now map. Map usage duration increases from 30 to 40 seconds. Buff. Now Seer. Players will now be able to hear Seer's owl when they have been seen, and it will indicate on the survivor's icon. There's a good reason for this, right? And I'll tell you why. It's because you know when Seer's owl reaches to you and it swirls around you, and imagine you're behind the wall. The animation will go through the wall, and if the hunter sees that, it basically means like you're revealing your position to the hunter. So like fair point on this one. I think this is not bad. Now Perfumer. Perfumer will now instantly clear her speed buff when she has been hit by the hunter before perfuming back to original location. Makes sense? Because what Perfumer's perks are, her skills are basically perfume, and then when she gets hit she can instantly go back to original state where she perfumed. I think she shouldn't really have the speed increase because that'll be really stupid and annoying, and it doesn't make sense if she goes back to the original state because she should have forgot about she got hit. So that's fair on that part. From my opinion, of course. You might have a different opinion. I don't mind. Now Mercenary. Mercenary chair buff will now reduce from 30% to 10%. So basically it's kind of like, wait, is it kind of like, no. Coordinator has 30%, but there's a good reason for it. Merc will now only carry 3 elbow pads instead of 4, and survivors will now only be able to carry 2 instead of 3 elbow pads. Fair. They didn't reduce Merc's extra 15 seconds when he's being hit, so I think that's fair. Because like that extra 30 seconds could mean he could kite for extra 30 seconds without getting chaired, which is why his chair buff is now reduced to 10%. Now Mechanic received a huge nerf, which is they're like kicking her out of meta. Now we're gonna go through this slowly. Her own decoding speed will be reduced from 125% to 100%. So the doll is basically still like 100%. Her doll has not been adjusted. Now, this is important. After a teammate's injury, the mechanic's deciphering speed was reduced from 45 to 35%. In case of one injury, the mechanic's deciphering speed was 65. Mechanic's deciphering speed was 65. It was 68 before adjustments. Now it will be 65%. In case of 2 injury, the mechanic's deciphering speed is now 42.25%. It was 37 before the adjustments. So this is a huge nerf for mechanic. This is really bad. And now this is dev's note. The mechanic can use his or her very own, oh my god, her very own high decipher speed. Deciphers the cipher machine quickly in a short period of time and greatly reduces the regulator's hunter's fault tolerance, thus achieving the snowball effect. So we will reduce mechanic's decipher speed in the hope of reducing her ability to decipher, at the same time improve mechanic's mend ability to let mechanic in the residual bureau. So basically this is kind of a buff, I think, if I translate it correctly. Cause now, but like, decipher speed will be 65%. It was 68 beforehand, but in case of 2 injuries, it'll be 42. So this is kind of like, it depends on the situation of the game really. But like if 2 people actually gets injured, this is quite nice instead of this. So yeah, but like this is a huge nerf no matter what. Now Explorer. Page digging will be increased by 5 seconds. TLDR. Not cipher rushing, but Explorer is still annoying AF. Hunter's adjustments. This is going to be very interesting. First up we have Geisha. Geisha increases the speed of which butterfly flies at. So it's not her own speed, it's the butterfly speed. And it's not her skill speed as well, please note. When phase 2 opens, increases the speed of the butterfly even more. As you can see here, when phase 2 opens, it increases the speed of the butterfly. Now Ripper, I may be wrong on this one, but what I translate is, it will now instantly change into foggy stealth, does not have animations. Basically here it says, we're cancelling Jack's going into a stealth mode animation, but then on Discord, there we go. But on the Discord it says increases the time when he enters invisible mode whenever he walks on the fog. I don't know, I think this could be like decrease the time when he enters invisible mode whenever he walks on the fog. Because on the Chinese translation it says we want to increase Jack's stealth ability. So I'm not sure for Jack, really. I'm not sure. Now, next we have Axeboy. Axeboy's ghost orbs will now be reduced from 36 to 32 meters, or the distance they can be used. This is a nerf. The time for survivors to destroy Peaceful Pine will now be decreased from 12 to 8 seconds. Another nerf. Peaceful Pine regeneration time will increase from 30 to 40 seconds. Another nerf. When Presence 2 activates, the root of Peaceful Pine will not be able to tangle survivors in the next 4 seconds. So basically it means you cannot repeatedly receive debuff, movement speed debuff. Dev's note talks about how bad Survivor's transition is because of his trees, his pines, basically. Now the Feaster, this is quite interesting. I can't like move to Discord because I can translate for life. Lol. Now the Feaster increases attack recovery by 0.5 seconds. Okay, nerf. Also, oh my lord. Increases the attack recovery by 0.5 seconds, also reducing attack distance. So this is a nerf. And then we're going to move to Discord because I can't translate. Yes. Decreases attack speed by 0.5 and decreases hitbox. When there are a lot of survivors within radius, his time to regenerate more tentacles will remain the same as when there are one survivor. Yeah, it literally says it here. Why could I not translate this? It literally says it here. I'm stupid. Continuing on. Remove the tentacles he received when he unlocked his first presence. I do not understand this. Wait, it's here. I do not understand this. It's right here, right? The last one. The last one here in Chinese. I don't know what it means. I'm really bad. I'm sorry. But like, yeah, that's for Feaster. Now, Guard 26, this is beautiful for me, to be honest. No more bans for Bonbon. No more bans. Guard 26 is getting a huge nerf. Survivors can't be bombed again in 1.2 seconds, so there's a cooldown, just like Glatia, but Glatia has 1 second. Presence 2 recharge time is now 5 seconds. It was 4 seconds. And there will be no animation when survivors are bombed. TLDR, you can rescue safely without being interrupted, of course, when you get bombed. Now, Dreamwitch is going to get kicked off the meta, sadly. When followers are 20 meters near, when survivors, why did this say followers? Oh my lord. When survivors are 20 meters near a follower, the survivor will get a notice. So where the follower is, I presume, so basically the red outline. So basically when Dreamwitch changes from like her own body to another follower's body, if that follower was 20 meters near the survivor will get noticed, most likely a red outline. Now, when Dreamwitch changes body, there will be a 20-second cooldown in traits. So basically, take an example. If your blink was like 0 seconds, and then you change to your follower, now your blink is 20 seconds on the follower. TLDR, like here it says basically if a follower uses blink or controller, every other follower on the main. No, that's not right. That's not right. Wait. Shoot, I am so bad at translating. No, it's not when they change his body. Scrap this. Scrap this. I'm stupid. It's this. Basically, if a follower uses blink or patroller, etc., every other follower on the main body will now have a 20-second added to their cooldown. It's this. I'm so stupid. Holy crap, I'm so stupid. So this just means Dreamwitch cannot spam patrollers. So another way to kick her out of the meta, I guess. Next one, we have Wuchang. The sound of successfully something will now be heard throughout the map. It literally says it here, right? Whatever this skill is, I don't know what this skill is, to be honest. It's weird. It says something, it's really weird, I don't know. And so it's basically, I think it's going to be Siphon Soul. The sounds of successfully Siphon Soul will now be heard throughout the map. Now, increases Dark Soul skill calibration difficulty, also reducing the range of swing enhanced from 15 to 11 meters. I think this is hitbox, I may be wrong. But then like the top part increases the skill, like the what's that Dark Soul? Dark Soul uses the... You need to calibrate when you get hit by that. They basically reduce the difficulty for survivors. So then it's easier to calibrate. That's that, honestly. That's for Wuchang. Now, even Reptilian. It's a nerf. Cooldown of leaves increases from 9 to 11 seconds. Ouch. And slightly increases the time after Hunter leaps and falls. So it just means there's like a small time interval when Hunter leap. So like basically the animation. The animation when Hunter leaps and when they fall will be increased. Next one we have Mad Eyes. Now, when survivors are using his consoles, Mad Eyes can't use console. Fair. Distribution of consoles are optimized. The number of consoles in the map will now be reduced. Yeah, I guess... I don't know if this is a buff or a nerf, if they're going to increase the range, to be honest. The determination of the wall at the 2 gates at the ghost house, so basically the 2-floor building in Moonlight Railroad Park, was added, and the wall would descend rapidly when raised. No idea what the hell that was on about. Anyways, yeah. Okay, that's all for Hunter. There was nothing about Sculptor. We'll talk about Sculptor at the end, but there was nothing about it. Now, we have map adjustments. Map adjustments now. This is quite interesting. You see here. Hospital adjustments. The terrain of Birdcage of Sacred Hearts Hospital was adjusted. Now a window is changed to break. I don't know where Birdcage is, but literally it says Niaolong here, so this is Birdcage. Don't ask me, I don't know where this place called Birdcage is. Most of you know, please tell me it if you do know, thank you very much. Now, that's hospital. Ever Sleeping Town adjustments. Windows on the 2nd floor of the building are now changed to break. I think you need to break it now. Like it's like Red Church where you have to break the walls. I think that's what it means. Now, Lakeside Village. They literally said a whole background story about it. So basically what this says is due to the fact of the wood dying down on the boats, there's now a repairment on the big boat. Therefore, they will change the structure of the boat. Yada yada yada. And now the next thing is Priestess's portal will be strictly adjusted on the boat. So like, there's just some really sweet spots for Priestess to use their portals, and it's annoying for us hunters. So it will be strictly adjusted. It's kind of a nerf for Priestess, but that's fine. Next, Chinatown. Remove 1 pallet from the hotel. So it's basically the area where there are 2 pallets and the stairs can go both ways. That's where the hotel is. Second part, removed a pallet from the tailor shop on the 2nd floor. And the pallet will now be on the 1st floor. Basically where I got hooked by Bane. I'll probably put on a video, you probably see it right now. Next part, some cipher locations have been changed due to the fact that they are too dangerous to decode because they're in an open area and it's way too easy for hunters to chase you. Yeah. And now, adjust the spawn points of hunters to make it easier for us hunters to locate survivors. Fair, since you're getting this as survivors. And basically talking about how Chinatown will be introduced to rank, so hopefully survivors will be able to learn the map. Yeah. Now, next part. I want to talk about Sculptor. Because apparently there has been talks about Sculptor. It doesn't say in this form at all about Sculptor, but I don't know where this guy found it, but I guess it may be right. So we're just gonna talk about Sculptor for a bit. Let me see. Okay, it's been 25 minutes, wow. Let's talk about Sculptor for a bit. So it's here. Carver. First skill, order skill, the maximum survival time, the maximum duration of chisel of graveyard is now adjusted from 16 to 12 seconds and the cooldown time is increased from 12 to 15 seconds. I don't care. That is fine. That is fine. Like honestly, this is really good if this actually happens. I think that's really fair. Adjusted thinking in the middle and blah 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 blah. I don't care about this to be honest, but it's basically a chisel nerf. I think this is fine. 16 seconds to 12 seconds usage, and then 12 to 15 seconds. 3-second increase in duration. It's really nothing for sculptor users. I'll be honest with you on that part. It's really nothing. Now, there's another thing where they basically talked about. Where is it? Sculptor? Sculptor. Yeah, it's basically this. Decreases the range from 16 meters to 12 meters. Fair as well, because like if you miss your chisel, you have to be punished. I think that's really fair. There was another one actually saying that we'll have 5 stacks of statues instead of 3. That would be too OP. Hopefully that won't come. Also, I'm really happy Priestess does not have a nerf. But yeah, I'm glad Priestess doesn't have a nerf. She doesn't need one, honestly. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it. Yeah, this is pretty much it. This took me like 2 hours to translate. Fuck my life. I have homework to do. Anyways, I'll edit this and send this out. Anyways, thanks for coming. Bye 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 bye.